Luke, I'm finished with work. Boy, what a day. Now I'm in front of your office waiting. You've made a reservation today at the restaurant, right? I hear their pasta is really good. I'm just hoping for a lovely evening.
Oh, I'm sorry. So right now, I'm actually at my parents' house.
You know you just stood me up again. If you love the company of your mother so much, then you never have to come home ever. Everyone has a limit, Luke, and you've just triggered mine.
I'm really sorry, Karen. You see, my mom called me over. Actually, my mom made me my favorite fish stew. I just couldn't pass it up. She's so good to me.
I don't care about how good the fish stew is. You left me standing in front of your office like an idiot.
Please forgive me.
Just how many times have we had this same conversation? It sure reminds me of every other frickin' time. This is like a broken record. So why should you bother coming home? You're so happy over there, Luke.
No, wait. I'm really sorry. I know I shouldn't have stood you up for dinner, but there aren't that many opportunities to sit down and eat with my mom, you know? I'm married to you, so we're together all the time. We can go out to dinner at any time.
But it's so hard to get special time with you.
Just understand, I just want to take care of my mom every once in a while.
And that's how you've tried to explain it away before, so I'm sick and tired of that excuse as well. How long do you think it'll be before we can get another reservation at La Provenza? It's the most popular dinery in town. This is the umpteenth time I've heard from you. My mom this, my mom that. You have no idea how tiring it is.
But you should realize by now what a wonderful woman she is.
Go ahead and tell yourself that, over and over. But please just stay there.
Oh, come on now. I was in the wrong, I'm telling you. I'm really sorry, I mean it. Can you give me a break?
Look, I know you want to treat your mother well. I can understand that. But does that mean you get to cancel our date at the last moment with no notice to me? No way! Not the number of times you've done that. I've had it up to here with you. Look, why wouldn't you even contact me before going off with your mother?
You're so right. I'm sorry.
Feeling sorry isn't enough. You've got a severe Oedipal complex there. Therapy is what you need.
What? I just care about my mother like any good boy would do.
We have the same conversation over and over again, and I've had enough of it. I don't need any more of your promises. Since every time you back out at the last minute with no notice. From you, promises are a dime a dozen.
What about that dinner at the Italian restaurant? You had a great time.
It's been 3 years since then, and how many times have you stood me up in the meantime?
Sorry.
Oh, I already know the reason for it all. So don't bother setting up any more dates or dinners with me. No, don't invite me out again. My time is too precious for that. And it hurts too much when you stand me up again and again.
Babe, that's cold. I work all the time to give us a nice life. We're a couple, aren't we?
Well then, as your wife, there's something I need to tell you. How many times has this happened since we got married? Dozens of times, right?
Is it really that many?
I've counted each and every one, you know that? Haven't we had enough? I certainly have. So I say go ahead. Do just whatever you want. I'm not gonna hope that you'll change anymore because I know you won't. So don't stop yourself on my account. And I'll do exactly what I want to do. And that starts with me moving out. This way it'll be easier for both of us, you see?
All right already. I recognize I've been wrong. I apologize already. And I'll keep this from happening again. I swear it.
And how many times have you done that? Listen, I don't want to hear any more promises from you.
But then, what can I do to make it up to you?
Nothing. You've done enough. Now enjoy living with your mom.
Karen, you aren't really telling me to remain here at my parents', surely? I told you I'm sorry. Come on, Karen. Where are you?
My mama's boy husband has already canceled on me 32 times for dates and dinners since our marriage. Yep, I started noting it down about 7 cases in. So this time I tipped off my father-in-law, the only normal one in the family, about what was happening. It was the only thing I could think to do at this point. And he actually got together my idiot of a husband to come to my house with his mother and apologize to me on the following Saturday. It was somewhat surprising, actually. My mother-in-law said ever so meekly that she apologized for her role in this. But her behavior is at the root of the whole problem. She's been warned about her actions again and again, but only promises she'll search her soul. Yet she never really changes her ways. Then the pattern goes repeating itself as my mama's boy husband simply reports to his mom on the next thing he's planning to do with me. And then she always does something to make sure that we won't have time together. It's only my idiot of a husband who's not aware of that. I don't understand how he can overlook this time and again. Out of respect for my father-in-law, I offered my forgiveness, but even I have my limits. But I should make clear that my husband is a gentleman and helps with the housework. This means that other than his Oedipal fixation, he's a good husband. So there's still something lovable in him, which makes me want to forgive him. It's the only way I've put up with it until now.
Karen! Karen! Right now, I'm at my parents' place. And my mom is so happy. It's great. It was such good news. And she made some wonderful rigatoni.
Huh? What good news? First of all, why are you at your parents'? I thought you said you were going out for a bit of walking.
Oh, well. That was the plan at first. But then I really wanted to see my mom. And she does happen to be right here in the neighborhood. I'm so glad we've never moved away from this town.
Now, I hope you haven't, but did you tell your mom that I'm pregnant?
Of course. When I told her, she was so happy. She was ecstatic.
Why did you...
Why did I what?
Didn't I say not to tell anybody yet? I said to wait until we got into the stable period for this pregnancy, didn't I? And I said it more than once.
Oh, that's right. I'm so sorry. I just went and did it.
I hadn't even told my parents. Why did you do that?
That was bad of me. But I was just thinking of how happy my mom would be. And she is so very happy, so that's great, right?
That's not the issue, Luke. There are some things that should be kept between us. Your bond with me should come before your ties with your mother. That's what marriage is all about.
Oh, and by the way, we're getting real excited over whether it's a girl or a boy.
Are you reading what I'm writing to her?
Now for us, it seems that a girl was better.
For us, you say.
Oh, for me and my mom. That's what I meant. We're just marveling over the possibilities, so you can let that slide. And she was just telling me how much you could learn from her experience in child rearing. Oh, and she can always help with things like changing diapers.
That's something I need to learn for myself.
Oh, and by the way, I've got a reason that I would like the child to be a girl. Why, we're thinking that it would be great if a girl like my mom was born. My mom is surely the example for what kind of woman she should become. My mom's so strong, but so thoughtful at the same time.
Are you even reading what you're writing, or is your mom just writing the messages for you? Kathy, is that you?
You're so funny, Karen. Anyway, you must agree, right? Wouldn't it be great if we had a girl? If it's a girl, we should choose a lucky name for her, don't you think?
I really don't understand you at all.
What? Don't you see? What I'm trying to say is, we should give this baby the same name as Mom.
Ugh.
Oh, but the same first and last name might cause problems, that's right. What if we change the spelling a bit? Just make it C-A-T-H-I-E, not K-A-T-H-Y. Alright, that problem's solved.
God, no! You're out of your mind!
What?
Do yourself a favor. Just read once again what you just texted. Doesn't anything stick out to you?
No?
I guess I have to spell it out for you. I know your mom is so precious to you, but giving your child the name of your mother, that's just crazy talk. What could you be thinking?
Why do you say that? It seems fine to me. It just comes from the hope that my daughter can become a charming woman like my mother.
Absolutely no way you're doing this. If you want to name a child so badly, then go ahead and do it, just not with my child. The two of you can go have a child and name it.
What the hell are you saying? I was just putting forward a name for our child. How could you say that about me?
How could you ever call her a charming woman? This is a woman who harasses me by making you break off date after date. And then you continually make excuses for her? I'm telling you, nothing about that is charming.
But you don't understand her.
It gives me heartburn just thinking about my child having the same name as her. It's so creepy even thinking about it.
What? You wouldn't be saying that about my mother, would you?
Who else would I be talking about? You're the only person not to be aware of just what kind of person she is. She is such a manipulator. How many times has she pulled that stunt of luring you away from a date that we've made? Look, when even your father is telling off your mother, you're the only person who doesn't get it. You're so far gone. Are you just pretending not to realize what a mess she is?
What are you saying?
Luke, you need to recognize how abnormal your thinking is. You are a good person other than your severe Oedipal complex. So I've let matters slide until now. But I've had it with this. This child I'm bearing is my child as well, and you seem to forget that. I'm not bowing to this weird decision from your mother.
She's only putting forward her name because she loves us so much.
You really can't hear yourself, can you? I'll thank you not to make weird decisions about this name without me.
What? So you just hate on this idea. So, tell me what your better idea is. Go ahead, tell me right now.
Why are you coming at me with this attitude?
I'm sure your idea would be so much more wonderful than the name that Mom and I came up with. Since you have such bad things to say about this name, Your idea must be a real peach. I just can't wait to hear it.
Look, why are you copying an attitude like this? Why are you forcing me to give you a name now? It's a decision to be made by the two of us together with careful consideration. And I've already said that I've had enough of your attitude.
But you're sullying my mother's name, when she put so much thought into entrusting us with this name. No, there are some things that are hard to forgive.
And now your mother complex goes into overdrive. I can't handle any more of this. This is the last straw. You've definitely gone around the bend. So I'm going to Allison's place for a few nights where I can find some sanity and peace.
What?
Goodbye.
Wait a second. This is just a small spat. Where are your manners? You just have to apologize and we'll be fine. Right? Right, Karen? Karen, could you please come home? It's not the same without you, and I really do care about you. My dad had a talk with me, and, well, he tore me a new one. How did he find out that you'd left home? It's curious that he knew that, and also the reason for your leaving, but I guess I was just way out of line. I guess I was head over heels about our new child. And Mom was so happy too. But I'm really sorry. I really blew it. I shouldn't have tried to corner you about naming our child.
Oh, is that so? So you came to your senses after being yelled at? So if no one had yelled at you, you never would have known? I see. I have to wonder whether you really get it.
Oh, I do.
In any case, I'm not changing my plans. I'm still staying with Allison for the time being.
What? Come on, be reasonable. I know she's your best friend, but you can't just stay there forever.
I won't, don't worry. If you don't show any signs of pulling your head out of your butt, I'll go back to New Mexico and have the kid at my parents' place.
Come on, don't be like that. I'm your husband. We need to figure out a way to fix this.
I figure I need to be ready to split up with you now.
Split up with me? But this is all so sudden. Look, I'm really sorry. I was wrong. My mom really heard it from my dad as well, and she's truly regretful. Yeah, I guess it was really weird to try and give Mom's name to our child. I was really off when I was pressuring you like that.
So you see that? Because your dad told you off.
Yes. I'm so sorry. I don't know how to make it up to you.
Look, you can apologize all you want. It doesn't change my thinking for now. I'll ask you to take care of the house while I'm gone. In a while, I'll go and get more clothes. I really need some time away to get my head straight.
What if I take those clothes to you?
Out of the question. If you're doing it, I just know your mother will have to get involved, right? I don't need her rummaging around in my belongings. God only knows what she'd do with them.
Why are you talking in that way about her?
Because I'm pretty sure of her patterns by now.
But Mom wouldn't do that.
So that's your attitude yet again. How many times have I told you you're the only one who sees her that way? Don't you remember what your father just said to you about this naming the child business? But if that's what you want to believe about your mom, then be my guest. I get it. You want a way to be helpful in bringing me stuff, but just don't lay a finger on my belongings. You got it? While I'm away, don't lay a single finger on my stuff. Oh, I'll know right away if you touch anything. If you want to make things better, then stay out of my belongings.
Okay, got it. But I've got to tell you, my mom truly won't do anything. Give her that much credit.
No, I have no faith in her. But you can go ahead and believe in her if you want, since she's the apple of your eye. You refuse to see the way she's damaged our relationship. Look, I've got an examination with the doctor coming up. I'll contact you if something else comes up.
Okay, got it.
I'm back home again. One question for you. What is this duffel bag doing here? And I see some clothes laid out neatly. Are you going on some business trip?
Oh, you're back at the house?
I just came to get some dresses from my closet, so don't get your hopes up.
Oh, I do miss you.
I have things to think about. I don't need any pressure from you. It looks like you're getting ready for something.
Oh, that stuff. You think it's for a business trip? No, it's for pleasure.
A pleasure trip.
I'm going on a trip with my mom. You see, we're going out to Colorado. I don't remember if you've ever been out there with me.
No, I haven't. We had plans to go once. Just guess why it didn't happen.
Oh, I sent another comment about my mother. Anyway, we're off to enjoy the slopes and the jacuzzis afterwards for a whole week. She's such a sportswoman. I'm really looking forward to it, I'm telling you. So, Karen, what do you think? Not seeing any response from you?
Sounds cool. So tell me, who invited who?
Of course my mom did that. She's got a wealth of good ideas. And she's a whiz at setting these things up and using all the apps. I can't thank her enough for putting this together.
When exactly are you going out there?
Oh, in about a week, I think. Things will be getting real busy for me, so she said I should take some time off to catch my breath and enjoy nature. She knows how much work it'll take to bring up the kids, so she's planning this for me.
Oh, really? Nice to have someone who cares so much for you.
So once you've given birth, come and join us.
Ah, so do you realize you'll be gone while I'm giving birth? Oh, no wonder you couldn't invite me. Does your father know about this? Seems like he might have a stake in this, you know.
Sure, I believe so.
You believe so?
Oh, that's right. She did tell him, but there was no response from him. But we asked him to look after the house while she's away, so I think everything's cool. What a great trip. The Rockies will be magnificent this time of year.
Your dad ought to be going along as well. Why is it always just the two of you every time? Doesn't it strike you as strange somehow?
Well, you see, we invited him at first, but he said he wouldn't go. Oh, that's his loss.
I see.
So do tell me what souvenirs you want from the trip. What about some Native American artifacts? I think I could get some wampum. In any case, I'll buy you something and bring it back for you.
Why, thanks. Have a good trip.
That's it? Well, thanks.
Please come on back. Luke, I need you.
Huh? What's happened with you?
I'm at home, but I fell down some stairs. It was really scary. It could be really bad.
Wow, really? That is such bad timing. It's the first day of the trip with my mom. But I can't turn back at this point. We're practically there right now. And the reservations that she's made can't be changed. And the weather here right now is just perfect for skiing. So I'm sorry, but you could get in touch with someone else. I'm sure you can find somebody.
But what am I supposed to do?
So sorry about this. Karen? I just remembered that text message from you telling me to come back. Well, here I am getting back to you. So, what happened with you? Was it something urgent? Guess not, since you haven't gotten back to me. Oh, by the way, I'm kicking back right now. There's just the perfect amount of powder on the slopes, you know, and we've been able to get out every day. And Mom seems to be fully enjoying herself. She can't get enough of it. She says it's so long since she's had a trip like this. With the slopes and the jacuzzis, everything is perfect. No response? Well, I'll get in touch with you again later, so let me know what souvenirs you want. Enough for now. Have a good night. There's something a bit strange going on, so I have to ask you. I'm back at the house, and what I see is weirding me out. Most of your things are gone. So tell me, what happened?
You try and guess.
Finally, a response from you. When I called you from a souvenir shop just before we came back, you didn't come on at all, which surprised me. Is this all because you're jealous of us going on this trip?
You simply have no idea, do you? While you were out enjoying yourselves, I was in the hospital, so I couldn't respond to you. So sorry.
What? In the hospital? You're joking. Which hospital are you at? Is it general? Why are you in the hospital?
Oh, like you really care about it. I took it for granted that you had no concern whatsoever.
What the hell are you talking about? Of course I'm concerned. You're my wife.
Oh, I see.
Wait just a moment. Are you angry at me? I don't get what you're saying. Until you can tell me clearly what happened, I don't understand what's going on here.
Oh, you don't know what happened? Look through your text again. I told you what was happening. If even then you don't know, there's really no helping you. I am done with crying over this.
What? Why are you getting so emotional about this? And just when I made the effort to get in touch with you. Why should I do this when you insult me? Just think of my mom's concern for you, telling me I needed to get you a souvenir. We keep you in our thoughts even while we're having a great vacation, and this is the thanks we get?
Wow, it sure sounds like you cared a whole lot. Can't help your pregnant wife when she's in the hospital, but you bought a souvenir? Husband of the year!
What is it with this attitude of yours? It's really irritating. Would you stop that?
What a coincidence. Before I was really sad, but now I'm really irritated with you. I'm getting more and more irritated with a husband who shows no regard for his wife whatsoever. Oh, have you said your piece, by the way? Because at this point, I'm totally swamped, taking care of the child that's just been born.
What? The child's born? What? What? Why didn't you contact me to tell me that? It's our first child. You should have told me.
Well, I honestly and truly thought you didn't care about it at all.
Why would you think that? We've done so much thinking and planning about this child.
I think that because you purposefully went on vacation with your mother on my due date, you piece of crap. So I mulled that over, and naturally I thought, he doesn't care a bit about my child or about me.
What? Oh my God. Your due date.
Don't act surprised, you scumbag. I told you that before you even left on the trip. And what's more, you never tried to find out what happened with me after I fell down those steps. I could have died, but you simply didn't care, did you? No, you were too wrapped up in your wonderful trip with your mom. It's like you only have eyes for her. All the normal impulses in your brain switch off when your mom gets involved. Do you know how much that hurts when you're the father of my child?
Wait a minute, let me see if I had a record of the due date. I see I do have it marked down. And scrolling up, yeah, you did mention that. It must not have registered with me. I swear this is all just an honest mistake. It's pure chance. But now I'm sure you'll just say that this was Mom's fault, right? But it isn't. I know she wouldn't do something like that.
No, this time I'll blame you. Don't give me this garbage about it didn't register. You said, and I quote, "So once you've given birth, come and join us."
I know this is gonna sound crazy, but I don't know what I was thinking. I wasn't thinking, really. My head was just in the clouds thinking about the trip. But I swear it wasn't on purpose. It's not like that's why we scheduled the trip when we did.
And what does that confidence rely on, if anything? Remember, you told me that your mom invited you for this getaway. You told me she was planning all the details. You need to wake up, Luke. You're lost in your delusions about your mom.
Oh, just tell me where your hospital is. I'll be there in a flash. I'll even bring your souvenir with me. Just let me see my new daughter.
You just don't get it, do you? I remember what you told me when I fell down those stairs by mistake and begged you for help. You said the timing was bad and for me to call on someone else to help you. How could you do that? It's horrendous that this is what I have in a husband. I have no desire to see a person who would treat me like that.
What are you saying?
Don't you see you've brought this on yourself? I used to assume you were trustworthy, but now I know better. I have to think you're dangerous. In fact, you're so dangerous I can't have you visiting my son.
What? I never heard about you falling down any stairs.
You responded to the messages. You said to call someone else. That was you, just like it was you who told me to join you guys after giving birth. Just take another look at your texts. You'll see it's all there. But where were you when I needed you, Luke? I can't believe you. So caught up in making sure your mom had a good time that text never entered your consciousness? And that's the best case scenario. The more likely scenario is that you're just a liar who doesn't care about his wife or child. How can I trust you with anything? I'm so tired of this. I just can't take it anymore. I don't expect anything from you anymore.
But babe, I love you.
But you have no idea of how to show it, do you? Oh, by the way, your trip must have been great. So glad you could enjoy yourself with the other woman in your life.
But we wanted to include you.
Just keep telling yourself that. Anyway, my mind is already made up. That's enough time spent on you.
Karen? Wait, Karen! Karen? First, let me say I know I was wrong. I see my mom's in a real bad way too. I mean, it looks like Dad's gonna divorce her. I can't say I get it, but she must have messed up badly somehow. Just to let you know, I am back at home along with Mom. Is that so? Then the two of you can live happily ever after. I'm divorcing your mother, but I don't want anything to do with you anymore either. What? Is that you, Dad? What are you saying, and why do you have Karen's phone? I decided to take a trip to New Mexico to visit my grandson. I think I'll be staying at a hotel for a while here and helping out my real family. Karen's parents have a very nice place over here, and Karen seems to be happy to be here, for the present. And the new baby. He's a real wonder. Karen's parents and I just can't get enough of him. But why are you on Karen's smartphone? Is Karen there? I really want to talk to her. And what would you say to her? that both me and Mom really stepped in at this time. I've tried to apologize, but it doesn't get through to Karen at all. Do you really know how much you've hurt Karen at this point? No, you wouldn't, would you? She was very troubled by your texts, so I've just taken over her phone now. She doesn't want to deal with you for the time being. You know I've heard about everything you did to her. But leave that aside. This connection between you and your mother, is it your plan to marry her? Because you're sure acting like it. Dad, what the hell? Why would you say something like that? There's no way that could happen. I mean, we're mother and child. I'm well aware of that. But while you're supposed to be a husband to Karen, you've given your mom priority in everything, every single time. So this time, as a result, you couldn't run to the aid of your wife when she could have lost your child. There's no more important thing you could do as the protector of your family. Don't you see the problem here? It's you. Look, as a married man, your first priority needs to be your wife. That is the nature of marriage. Well, let me tell you, Karen wasn't necessarily leaving you for good when she left your house those months ago. Even when she was clearing out stuff from the house, she was thinking about whether or not to return to you at some point. She put some distance between you and her and did some deep thinking. I'm sure she consulted with all of her friends and family, trying to figure out the best thing for her to do. Then she could work through on her own how to restore the frayed bond between the two of you. But you know, Karen has done nothing wrong in this whole affair. In fact, you should be the one trying to make up with her. So, you're on Karen's side as well? In everything Mom did, she was showing her caring for us. She's so thoughtful. Are you still spouting that nonsense? I can only conclude that you're hopelessly deluded or just blind somehow. If she had such care and concern for the two of you, why would she set the start date for your trip on your wife's due date? I know she was the one arranging the details. No, that doesn't make any sense. You should realize that. Can't you see how manipulative she is? Surely you can't evade the truth here. Oh, I did realize about the due date, but Mom went through all the trouble of planning everything. And I was looking forward to it so much. And Mom was so happy. That's not the point, Luke. What did I just say to you? You didn't go running to help Karen in her hour of need. That's what any proper husband would do, but not you somehow. What is wrong with you, Luke? When you failed her, Karen knew I was in the neighborhood and contacted me, but she shouldn't have had to. It was definitely the right move on my part not to go on that trip. I just felt it in my gut I should say no when the invitation came my way, so I could step in for Karen when you weren't around to care for her. You weren't there for Karen, so she was very anxious. And I thank you for being there. I truly appreciate it, Dad. The real question is, why weren't you there to help her? I tried my best to prepare you to be a husband. It should have been you there taking care of your pregnant wife, protecting her and your child which she was carrying. Then why didn't you say that to us before we went out on the trip? If you had just said that, there would be no trip and I would have been at Karen's side. I would have been there to hold her and protect her. Now you're trying to put the blame on me? Are you an idiot? You should know your responsibilities as a father without anyone having to tell you. It's the most basic thing of being a father. You ought to know that instinctually. There's only one possible conclusion. There's something wrong with you. Something's gone wrong with the wiring in your head. So you just saunter off on a trip when it's your mom inviting you, right when your wife needed you the most, as her child was due. Look at the results of what you've done. But surely you don't believe that Mom... I've had enough. If you're still bringing up your mom at this point, you're beyond my help. Just be happy with your mother, that's all I can say. I choose my grandchild over you because if I stick with you two, I won't see that grandchild again. So I'm severing our family links. I can't be part of your lunacy anymore. Wait, Dad, you can't be serious about this. I'm your flesh and blood. Oh, I'm deadly serious. You've shown what monsters you are. I can't be part of this. I can't remember how many times I've told you to abandon your foolishness, but you just can't listen. It grieves my heart, but I have no more need for you. Dad? Look, I'm begging you, please don't do this. Please, let me talk to Karen. You dug this hole for yourself. I know I've done wrong, but just give me one more chance. I want to see Karen and Kathy. Kathy? Are you talking about your mother? Didn't you say that you were with her right now? I don't understand what the hell you're saying. No, I'm talking about Mom, and I'm talking about my child. Kathy is the name that Mom and I chose for the child months ago. What the hell? I had forgotten about that sick piece of business. That's the name you tried to foist on the baby before its birth some months back. But I made you both apologize for that lunacy way back then. Why is your mind fixated like this, so that you don't recognize what's real? What can I do with you? I thought I raised you better than this. What happened to you, Luke? How can you be this wrapped up in your own delusions? Enough already. The baby is a boy. I'm sure I've already told you that. Say what? But... And you don't even know that? About your own flesh and blood? It's as if your head was stuck so far up your backside that you couldn't hear the truth. You don't know how much it pains me to say this. You're a total failure as a father. You know that? Karen is confirming now that she told you the child was a boy. What's wrong with you? You must have gone too far. You're so pitiful. Come on, Dad. How can you say that? It's the truth, and it had to be said, painful though it may be. And I've got to say this to you now, so listen and listen good. Don't you ever contact Karen again. You have no right to say that you're the father of this child. I have given up on you and your mother. I disown you. What are you saying? No!
My father-in-law absolutely adores his new grandson. In fact, he can't get enough time with him. I'm quite happy that we've made arrangements for him to come and see Charlie regularly. And you wonder about Luke and Kathy? Here's their story. The two idiots came to my parents' house one time, but my father turned them away at the door. He sent them packing, saying they were too dangerous to be let in. And they have not darkened the door since. After that, Kathy moved straight into Luke's house, having nowhere else to go since she'd also been divorced. But word got around about Luke's mother complex and how Kathy picked on me. Everyone in the neighborhood snickers and whispers to each other when they catch sight of either of them. Now, between Kathy's spendthrift ways on top of his alimony and child support costs, Luke's really having to cut expenses every way he can.